Hello folks, hope all of you are happy. Okay, very good. Today we are entering into our 190th episode. As far as the book review is concerned, it is the 40th video I am going to publish. So let us plunge into the video directly. And as I said earlier, today we will be completing the 12th chapter from this book. And let me compile all the other examples and give you a very, very interesting video. As I pleaded last time itself, don't close the video saying that I am not a scientist. I don't want this. Whether you are a scientist or whether you are greater than that, or you have not seen the entrance of a school, doesn't matter. As long as you are a human being, you are endowed with such a powerful thing within you by the Creator. What is that? That is your subconscious mind. So you understand the all-pervading, omnipresent, all-potential, full of 100% enriched with capacities to do anything. That is your subconscious mind. So let us see some more examples where people have been answered correctly, guided correctly, propelled to lead a better life correctly by the subconscious mind. Okay, see, the whole book is about that, and the author is giving beautiful examples to impress upon your subconscious mind that you are having an invaluable, unfathomable, inexhaustible thing within you. That is your subconscious mind. Here, a very, very interesting one, very, very interesting example. See how a famous scientist and physicist escaped from a Russian concentration camp. His name is Dr. Lothar von Blank-Schmidt. See, he was an electronic engineer. He was a member of the Rocket Society, a very outstanding research person, and he is telling what has happened in his life. You see, he was a prisoner of war in a coal mine in Russia. His house was in Germany, and all these people were trapped after the war. All these people were taken to a concentration camp. I am sure you know about the concentration camp. It is not a camp where we put a tent and we enjoy for 1 or 2 days when we go out. It is not that sort of camp. It is a concentration camp where in a place where 1,000 people can be accommodated, they will put 10,000 people. No air, no light, no water. If at all they think, they may give you a little bit of this much to eat. Because they are not bothered about your life, whether you live or die. They are not bothered. So the men of the country which is defeated, all will be taken out from their country, from their house, from their places, and they will be separated. They will never see the relationship or anyone. And you have also heard, you might have read in history books, you might have read in many papers, you might have seen pictures where you see the soldiers, how they misuse the ladies. So many young girls becoming pregnant and delivering the baby after 10th month, and all orphans. Such a pathetic situation. And the men will be separated by the ladies, from the ladies. Men all will be dumped dumped in concentration camps, ladies in another concentration camps. Horrible situations. And the same thing happened once, not once, what I remember and what I have seen. I just went on a tour and I happened to see that Jallianwala Bagh, where there was a big well, and these Britishers, they invited all the Indians to come to that place at a particular time, and they asked them to, they were shot at sight and they were thrown into the well. That well is still preserved. That is the Jallianwala Bagh well. Yeah. So concentration camps, we need not say anything more about that. The camp is rightly named as concentration camp. It is not a usual camp. It is a concentration camp. Suppose if there is a play in a room where 10 people can be made to sit, they will put 100 people to stay in that room. So such a horrible situation. And our hero, the researcher, the scientist, he happened to be in one of the concentration camps in Russia. And they see the weight, and they make these people do a lot of physical work. So as per the medical checkup, our hero, his quota of coal was assigned as 300 pounds per day. So he had to dig out 300 pounds of coal and bring. Only then he will be given this much of food to eat. So the life is miserable is not the word to describe the life in concentration camps. And he is seeing so many, our researcher, he is seeing so many people just dying in and around the place, inside the camp. They are not able to cope with such a rugged life. No water, no food to eat, no air to breathe. Then why won't they die? So he is seeing so many men dying every day, and even disposing the dead body is not properly done. It could not be done. So what had happened in the COVID period, like that. So he started concentrating on his escape. He wanted to escape from the concentration camp. And he is telling, I knew that my subconscious mind would somehow find a way. So because his house in Germany was destroyed, all his relatives were killed, some of his family wiped out, all my friends and former associates with his research work were either killed in the war or were in concentration camps in different places. But so I said to my subconscious mind, I want to go to Los Angeles, and you will find the way. This was his dream. Though he was physically in the concentration camp, his mind was visualizing about Los Angeles. Because he might have seen the picture. See, Los Angeles, even today, it is a place in America. Even today, people love to go there. Such a luxurious life, such a nice place. Okay, and when he was in Berlin, he saw he happened to meet an American lady before the war. Once the war was broke out, she would have gone back to her US. Okay, this person somehow came into the concentration camp, but still he was thinking of imagining about his life in Los Angeles. He used to imagine that along with this lady whom he met in Berlin, along with this lady, as if these two were going holding hands together, going for shopping into so many malls, going to restaurants, eating together, like that he was visualizing. Okay, so I made all this Every night I made it a special point to drive my imaginary American automobile. Oh, he had an imaginary American automobile up and down the streets of Los Angeles. I made all this vivid and real. These pictures in my mind were as real as and as natural to me as one of the trees outside the prison camp. So very vivid and very natural. Okay, like that. Then, every day in the morning, chief God will come, count the number of heads, number of people, and take them to the coal mine, where they will work throughout the day, and night they will be brought back to the concentration camp. See, it so happened, all the people were asked to line up, and they will be asked to say the number 1, 2, 3, like that. So when this man came, our hero, his number was 17. He called out his number 17. At that time, the chief guard was called by another person, maybe an officer. So he went that side. He talked for some time and he came back. And then he started counting, not from 18. He started counting from 17. Actually, our hero was number 17. So the next person should be 18. But by mistake, the God started counting him as 17. So if there are 100 people, now there are 101. So who is the extra? Our hero, our research fellow. Okay. Then he stepped. So in the evening also, there will be. So if he escapes at this time, his mind is thinking, if he escapes at this time, when the whole crew comes back, they will have the exact number. So no number is missing, and so they will not search for the missing person. So he thought, this is the ideal time for me to escape. You see how situations are brought in by his subconscious mind. So he somehow escaped from the concentration camp, and he walked for hours together, more than 24 hours, and somehow he rested in a deserted town in a day, and somehow he was able to live by fishing and killing some wildlife. And then he saw cold trains going to Poland, and somehow he got into one train and he went to Poland, and with the help of some friends he reached Switzerland. You see, being an educated person, he will be having methods to make friends quickly. So he got some help from his friends. And one evening at the Palace Hotel in Switzerland, in Lucerne, I had a talk with a man and his wife from the United States. You see, the next step. This man asked me if I would care to be a guest at his home in Santa Monica, California. I accepted. And when I arrived in Los Angeles, I found that their chauffeur drove me along many other roads which I had imagined so vividly in the long months in the Russian coal mine, concentration camp. So what all he imagined about the roads, about the avenues in Los Angeles, where he was driving in his imaginary vehicle. So same thing he could see when he was driven in the car by his host, sent by his host. Then I recognized the buildings which I had seen in my mind so often. It actually seemed as if I had been in Los Angeles before. I had reached my goal. So abruptly he is ending it here. He doesn't say anything. This is the summary, maybe from his book. This is the summary taken by the author of this book, Dr. Murphy. And that researcher from the concentration camp, he says, I will never cease to marvel at the wonders of the subconscious mind. Truly, it has ways we know not of. That means, I just marvel at the power of the subconscious mind. It has so many ways which you cannot even think of. Really speaking, even now I am getting goosebumps. You see, the way how the researcher Dr. Lothaks, from the concentration camp, how he escaped and how he reached Los Angeles, and there is one sentence in between. You see, I was walking down the roads with an American girl whom I met in Berlin prior to the war. She is now my wife. Nothing more. That means he reached Los Angeles. He met the lady whom he had seen in Berlin before the war, and he married the lady, and now that lady is his wife. Now, I feel it's going beyond my imagination. Even to our imagination there is a limit. You see how a man from concentration camp escaped and came to America. From Russia he came to America, and he met the same girl, and he married, and he got her as his life partner. No words to describe. This is the power of your subconscious mind. Hats off to Dr. Joseph Murphy for bringing all these things, for concentrating all these incidences in his book. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so somehow I really enjoyed it. Then, and he says, so time and again we have seen in many places how to tap at the resources of the subconscious mind. Okay, and he says, if you are fearful and worried, you are not really thinking. See, when you think, you imagine. But when you imagine that something should happen, you should not have any fear. You should not have any doubt whether this is going to happen or not. If you have that, gone case. That's all. You will not get the desired effect. Okay, so true thinking is free from fear. And he says the simple way is the best. Already we have seen the easy way is the best. So, and another thing. Here there is one more incident, and here he says this is an illustration. I once, that means here I think it is about the author himself, Dr. Murphy, Joseph Murphy. I once lost a valuable ring, which was an heirloom. A very valuable ring he was wearing. He lost it. I looked everywhere for it and could not locate it. At night I talked to the subconscious in the same manner that I would talk to anyone, casually. I said to it prior to dropping off to sleep, you know all things. Hello, my subconscious mind. You know all the things. You know where my ring is. You know where that ring is, and you now reveal to me where it is. Like that he talked to his subconscious mind, and he slept off. And then in the morning, I woke suddenly with the words ringing in my ear, ask Robert. Then, what is this? A very strange thing. Robert is a 9-year-old boy in my family. How will he know about my ring, the worth of my ring, where it is? Anyway, I got the inner voice. Let me obey my subconscious mind. So he called Robert. Then Robert said, oh yes, I picked it up in the yard while I was playing with the boys. I placed it on the desk in my room. I did not think it's worth anything. So I did not say anything about it. I got it when I was playing. I never knew the worth of it. That's why I just left it on my table, and I did not tell anyone that I got such a ring or something like that. Anyway, the subconscious mind will always answer you if you trust it, if you have faith in it. Okay. Then another example. See, his subconscious revealed the location of his father's will. A young man who used to attend Dr. Murphy's lectures, he had an experience like that. His father died and he apparently left no will. But his sister told him that his father had informed her that he had prepared a will where the properties were equally shared. So his sister was sure of their father having prepared a will. But they didn't know. They searched the whole house. They did not get the will. Then this man, he said, it seems, I know. See, prior to sleep, he talked to his deeper mind as follows. I know, turn this request over to the subconscious. I now turn this request over to the subconscious mind. It knows just where that will is and reveals it to me. Then he condensed his request down to one word, answer, repeating it over and over again as a lullaby. He lulled himself to sleep with the word answer. And the next day, he was having some propelling idea. Something was propelling him to go to a bank. And he went to the bank. When he inquired whether there was any locker in his father's name, yes, there was a locker, and the father had left the will in the locker. So, as per the request, his subconscious mind had answered. The subconscious mind had showed the place of the will. Okay, so he says, sit quietly in your armchair or at the desk in your office. Remember that there is a universal law of action and reaction. The action is your thought. The thought should arise in your mind. That is the action. The reaction is the response from your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is reactive and reflexive. It will answer. It will answer back. This is its nature. It rebounds, rewards, and repays. It is the law of correspondence. It responds by corresponding. Okay. As you contemplate the right action, you will automatically experience a reaction or response in yourself, which represents the guidance or answer of your subconscious mind. The answer you get is the guidance you receive from your subconscious mind. So, the secret of guidance or right action is to mentally devote yourself to the right answer. Devote yourself. As you devote to God, as you devote to your supernatural power, you devote yourself to your subconscious mind until you find its response in you. The response is a feeling, the inner awareness, an overpowering hunch, whereby you know that you know that you know. You have used the power to the point where it begins to use you. See? You cannot possibly fail or make one false step while operating under the subjective wisdom within you. You will find that all your ways are pleasantness and all your paths are peace, if you depend on your subconscious mind, if you devote yourself to the powers of the subconscious mind. Okay, so I think this is also a very interesting chapter. I simply enjoyed reading, I simply enjoyed making the video, I simply enjoyed talking to you, because ultimately what I feel is I want all of us, every one of you who are watching my video should get the benefit of listening to my videos. And you spread the news. Don't keep it to yourself. Spread the news. Let everybody enjoy. Okay? May God bless all of us.